So, as a family here representing the family of Usman Sonko, what do you make of the court's judgment today?
I guess for me, my disappointment is the fact that you're convicting somebody and you don't want to speak in the person's language, like in English, yeah. You don't want to speak in the person's language because if you speak in German or a foreign language to somebody that speaks English, he doesn't know what's happening. And the same thing happened during the pleadings. He was just sitting there, lost, not knowing what's happening, unless after the whole thing, then you get a translator to tell him what's happening. I think that's a bit of injustice, if you ask me. It's really not fair. But then, who am I to question? I'm not a legal-minded person. I know nothing about it, and I'm all about justice. If this is justice, then that's fine.
Is there any course of action, like an appeal or something that the family is planning to do again for Sonko? Or do you just leave this fate to
Obviously, there would be an appeal, but again, that's all just, in lack of a better word, probably that's just all bureaucracy or legal bluff or whatever you may call it. Because I know for sure if there is an appeal, it might take a year before it's granted or whatever comes out of it would be dragging. Before you know it, he has already served his 20 years. I mean, out of 20 years, he has already served almost 7-8 years now. So we're talking about 13 years. So, and even if there is an early release or if he has to have, I mean, based on my understanding, he has to serve 3/3 of that, which will be about 13 years. So either ways, still going to be 20 years, I think.
Has he accepted his fate, Sonko? Has he accepted his fate?
I mean, he has no choice but to accept because he wasn't hoping for anything different because obviously the way the whole thing was going during trial up to now, he knows that the system wasn't fair to him, so he wasn't expecting anything different other than this. He has to accept, he has no choice.
So as a person close to you, how do you feel about the decision?
Personally, I mean, obviously, it's not the wish. It's not something that I wish I didn't. I mean, if I had it my way, probably it wouldn't go this way. I mean, if he has some level of responsibility or punishment that will be imposed on him, I have no problem with whatever he did. Let him face the law for it. I have no issues about that because I'm all about human rights. As you know, I'm a journalist too. So wrong is wrong and right is right. But then punish him for the actions. Because, okay, for example, you can say he is guilty of torture, but he's not guilty of rape for one individual. It does not make sense because for me, I believe rape is part of torture. But if you take rape out of torture for one individual who claimed that he has been raped and tortured, but then he said, okay, Usman is guilty for torture, but not guilty of rape. I don't know how that falls into the law, but it's kind of funny to me. But again, maybe if I have to speak any different, probably I will be speaking out of emotion because of my relation to the accused. But again, I just feel like it could have been better.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.